Hey y'all, I'm back, and today we're going to be going through this recipe for egg bites with turkey bacon, veggies, and cheese. I used to make egg bites a long time ago, right after I discovered that I could actually eat eggs again. I had an intolerance to them, so I couldn't eat them for a really long period of time. But I'm just going to go ahead and dice up the turkey bacon and drop it in the pan. Once I get all of my ingredients in the pan, I'm going to add just a tad bit of olive oil, and then we're going to go ahead and saute everything down. Just so you know, the reason that I'm doing a voiceover and that I'm off camera is because I have been in super relaxed mode and just really taking time to take care of myself. And here you see that I am dicing up some jalapenos, and I know y'all probably say, "Dad, girl, you put jalapenos and everything." Yeah, so there are staples that I have for the recipes that I cook, whether I create them or not. And I need just a little bit of heat. I need my onions and I need my mushrooms. Bell peppers, kinda, sorta, not so much. If I don't have them, I'm not tripping off of them, but my dishes seem to lack something if I can't have my jalapeno and my onion and my mushrooms. So they also beef up your recipes too, whatever it is that you're making. So if you're making a sauce or what have you, it helps to beef up that recipe. So for people who are not so much in animal protein, having chunky veggies and stuff like that in your dishes will act as fillers and will be very, very satisfying. So most of everything that I'm putting in this dish, I'm not like super dicing it up. I'm just kind of doing a rough chop. And I am standing next to the trash can by the window in my kitchen to make it easier for me to discard the waste. Because y'all know I love to use me a trash, have me like a trash bowl or a bag or something there. And so I'm on the opposite side of my kitchen today. So everything is going directly into the trash can. So a little bit about these egg bites. I went back to ChatGPT for this recipe because it's been so long since I made egg bites that I couldn't remember exactly, outside of the veggies and some type of animal protein, what all I used to put in it. Also, I was looking for a fluffier consistency, and as we walk through this video, I'm going to point out some missteps that I made, and I know the next time I make egg bites, there are some things that I'm going to switch up, because as I started cooking this, I started remembering exactly not just what I put in it, but the order that I was putting things together. And I was like, oh, dang, I remember when I used to make it, I did this, I didn't do this part first, or I did this a little differently. So, but anyway, the recipe that it gave me, one of the things that I'm going to point out a little bit later on is that this recipe was supposed to create 12 egg bites, right? But it's 12 egg bites in a regular muffin tin, and I didn't use a regular muffin tin. I started to, but I didn't. So that also is what is going to make the macros off, because the what I did wind up using, the portions of it is probably 1.5 times the size of the depth of a regular muffin tin. And I didn't think about that when I started using it, because I could have easily just adjusted the portions in each section and still use the device that I use. But I was just prepping away, just, cutting, dicing, sauteing, putting everything together. And I wasn't even thinking about that. But what I wound up using, I really liked it. I bought it several years ago, but it's been a really long time since I actually used it. So I had some things that I was trying to remember, what did I do? Just, you'll see as we kind of go along in the video. But anyway, so the recipe that I got off of ChatGPT, and if you want it, I can definitely drop it in the comments, because it will not be in the description box of this video. But if you ask for it, I'll be happy to put it in the comments so that you can see exactly what I went into it. The original plan was to use ground chicken instead of turkey bacon, but I switched up at the last minute because I decided today is Sunday, and I decided that in my meal prepping, I wanted to use the ground turkey to actually make a meatloaf instead. So I was like, what protein can I put in this that it won't take away from the other dishes that I want to create? And then I saw the turkey bacon in the fridge, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. So this, if you do it with the ground chicken, the recipe that it gave me, again, 12 bites is what you would have gotten out of it. They would have been 80 calories each, 9 grams of protein, 2 grams of carbs, and 3 grams of fat. And it has you using the ground chicken, either egg whites, or they say 6 eggs, which I saw that I used regular eggs for this recipe: onion, celery, bell pepper, mushrooms, spinach, olive oil, garlic powder, paprika. Of course, y'all know I used my own seasonings and stuff like that. So regardless of whether a recipe calls for a specific type of spice, I use whatever spice works for me, and usually that includes sazon, because I don't use salt of any kind in my food, and sazon has a trace of salt. It gives me just the right amount of that taste that I'm looking for, but other than that, I use other spices and herbs and stuff. So here, some people do this and some people don't. I guess it's a matter of preference. I just have based on some things that I've experienced and things that I've seen, I like to crack my egg in a separate container just to make sure there's nothing funky going on, and then you wind up ruining your whole batch of eggs because you poured an egg in there that wasn't quite what you was expecting. So some people feel like this might be a waste of time, or you're dirtying up more dishes. It's just a matter of preference, but I crack all the eggs in there just to be on the safe side, to make sure that all the eggs are still good. And I'm not long bought these eggs, but y'all know the way the world is going right now, the food is just, fruit is not lasting as long as it should, and meat is spoiling and different things like that. So right here is the very first misstep. We'll get back to it once I'm just showing you I'm sauteing the vegetables, no big deal. But when we go back, what I'm going to show you is that I really should have taken the time to beat those eggs very well. I didn't do that, and it's actually going to give me a little trouble later on when I start handling the eggs again. But first tip to you, if you want a smooth mixture for your eggs, take the time to actually beat those eggs out. Make sure the egg whites and the yolks get all mixed up the way that they're supposed to, and it'll be a lot easier on you. So here I am, that's my sazon, and I'm just basically dumping everything that I need to in the egg mixture before beating the eggs. Not a good idea. It came out okay, but I really feel like I would have gotten a much smoother consistency had I taken the time to handle the eggs first. Now here is the first time that I'm putting cottage cheese in my egg bites, and I will tell you that's the second misstep, because what I should have done is I should have gotten my little food processor, my little blender, whatever, and I should have added a full half a cup of the cottage cheese into the mixture, but after blending it to a smooth consistency, then pouring it into the eggs, and then adding the milk. And the reason I say that is because it would have given it a much lighter, airier feel to it after it finished baking. So the veggies and the turkey bacon, they're almost done. I just now have to go ahead and get everything stirred around. I'm adding in the spinach. I am not a fan of spinach, y'all, but when they're in the egg bites, I don't get the spinach. I see the spinach and I see the color and everything, but it's something about raw spinach for me is kind of waxy, so it slips off my teeth really weird. And cooked spinach is has like a really weird texture, dare I say slimy, but it just has a really weird texture, and I don't really care for it. But I noticed that when I put it in the egg bites, I'm allowing myself to get the nutrients that comes from spinach, but I don't get the taste of it. So these are the silicone molds that I decided to use, and if you can tell from just the angle that I'm at, they're pretty deep, and they do create a really nice hearty egg bite. The reason that I went with this, and you'll see when I slide the other, because it comes into 2 pieces. Each piece has 7 holes in it, and so it is 14 egg bites. Well, this device, I got it right after I purchased my first Instant Pot. And the reason that this particular design is unique is because the other piece that comes with it has the same mold sections, but it also has some handles where the 2 pieces strap together, and then you just sit it inside the Instant Pot, and there's water or broth or whatever liquid you want to put in the Instant Pot, seal it down, and then you actually cook your egg bites in the Instant Pot. This is also a oven safe silicone mold for egg bites, and you can also do it in the microwave. So here's the other level that I was telling you about, and if you see those blue straps, you take that first level that I was using and sit it on top, and then those straps lock around it, because each section of this set has its own top. So you fill it up, put the top on, sit the other level on the top of it, put the top on that, and then you lock the straps in. And then you can put it in the Instant Pot. You can put it in the microwave. I don't think you can put it in the air fryer, but I'm not 100% sure. But again, it is oven safe. So that's the way I chose to cook these. And what I'm also discovering is that the amount of filling wasn't designed for the depth of these the depth of these silicone molds, but it was okay. I still came out, because I wanted more egg to filling ratio anyway. I still came out with enough of the filling, and we wind up getting, pretty hearty egg bites out of this. I'm going to point out something else a little later on as well, because man, I'm telling you, the process I was going through when I was doing these egg bites, I was kicking myself going, dang, I should have done this, I should have done that. But I know next time, because I'm going to make these again. We have 3 days worth of egg bites for breakfast, and so on day 3 I'm actually going to make another batch, because my husband, he took them, he'll be taking these to work with him tomorrow, and it's been a long time since he's had them, so I'm really curious to know what he thinks about them as well. I may actually decide to do a different protein for the next batch. So again, because I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, I should not have filled these all the way up. You're not supposed to fill them all the way up anyway, but I did that, and then it kind of came back to bite me for 2 reasons. One, because the muffins kind of rose up out of the top of the, the silicone mold as they were cooking. And then 2, because they're so deep, I wound up running out of egg mixture, and you'll see in just a little bit, I had to make a second batch. The problem with that is once they were cooking, the second batch did not come out as well. The batch that's in the other half of the mold, the other mold with the straps on it, those didn't come out as well as these, because the second batch of egg mixture, I put too much milk, because I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. I was just moving and pouring and mixing, and I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. So, I had kind of a snafu at the end. Now, they look good going into the oven, but baby, let me tell you, coming out of the oven, I was like, what is going on? So I decided to keep, this is that second batch, and you probably can tell it's way too loose, not enough egg. And at the end of this whole process, the recipe for ChatGPT called for 6 eggs, and I ended up using the 6 eggs, but I had to add, this mixture is 3, and I still came up short. So I wound up adding another 4 eggs, 10 eggs total, in order to get enough egg mixture for the egg bites. But yeah, so going forward, the next time I know that I'm going to need, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in Chat GPT to give me the correct macros for 10 eggs, 10 whole eggs, because that's what I'm using. And because I know that's what it's going to take to make to fill up these two molds. So I'll make that adjustment. Yeah, so then we're just gonna go ahead and pop these in the oven, and they came out so beautifully. I'm gonna post the picture into the video so that you can see what they look like. And here I'm just adding some cheese on top. Didn't have a lot of room for cheese because I filled it up with too much egg, but it's all good. It's all good. It is a learning process, and I love to learn to do new things, different things. And again, it feels brand new because it's been forever since I made these. So now there are some things that kind of came back to my memory, and I will be executing this much differently the second time around. First thing is I'm going to make sure that I beat my eggs very well. The second thing is I'm going to make sure that I put my cottage cheese in the blender and then add my milk. I'm going to use 10 eggs instead of 6 eggs to make sure that I get enough of the egg mixture in there. And I will not be filling these up all the way. So if I have to use fewer than 10 eggs, it's all good. Bye, y'all. If you're not already a member of the Fetch fam, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and download that app, scan my QR code, and get to scanning those receipts. You might as well take advantage of it. You're already spending the money. The receipts translates into points, the points translates into cash, and you can redeem that cash via store card or cash card, or you can donate to charity. Well, all right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here, but you know we don't do so without saying, love yourself, love somebody else, and until next time, y'all take care. Bye.